Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Closing Comments here on September 4th. Let's jump right into our charts and see what happened in the markets today. For starters here, we got our October live cattle on the board. Today we did see continued downside across the cattle market, both feeders and fats moving lower today. We did see here on this October live contract price pushing down here, briefly undercutting our bear pivot there at 236, pulling back and settling inside that prior day's range, closing the day just shy of 237. We still have lower highs and lower lows over the last 3 days so far, and looking like this market's rolling over a little bit, just a near-term pullback and a big picture uptrend. So we do expect to see a little bit more downside to come back towards this 20-day moving average here in the near term. However, we do expect to see dips be bought up and resume this big picture uptrend and see higher prices into the fall. However, in the near term, we do need to see this market cool off just a little bit, come down here, see if we can find support at this 20-day moving average. This market has been really strong and resilient, and most of the strongest trends usually ride this 20-day moving average, so we should be looking to find some good support down here in the 234 to 235 area as we head into the rest of the week. Below that, we still do have plenty of support all the way down here between 225 and 232, all the way back down here to this 50-day moving average as well. So plenty of support points along the way if we do continue to see some downside here below this bear pivot as we head into tomorrow's session. But this market has been resilient. The demand has been relentless. Bulls just keep on pushing this thing, so wouldn't be surprised to see this thing turn around and keep on rallying back up into the 240s. Here by the end of the week, but in the near term, we'd like to see a little bit deeper pullback even into early next, but we'll just have to wait and see how the bulls respond here, as this market has just been incredibly strong. Deeper pullback would be nice, but we do expect to see dips be bought up and this cattle market continue to rally into the fall. Over to the October feeders today. Another third red day in a row here, which is the first time we've seen that happen in several months here. This cattle market keeps on rolling. The feeders have been leading the way here. This market has kind of rolled over a little bit here at the moment. This October feeder contract pulling back here towards this 20-day moving average. We haven't quite got there yet, but we had a nice undercut of that prior day low and our bear pivot there at 359, finishing the day right there on top of that bear pivot. So failure to get any more pullback here tomorrow, we could see this thing turn right back around and head back towards those all-time highs. But we'd like to see, at the moment, it's looking like this market's a little bit heavy and needs to come back lower a little bit. Be looking for support at that 20-day moving average. If not there, we could come back down here towards 350 to 349, and we do have support all the way down here towards 338 at this rising 50-day moving average. So plenty of spots for support along the way. We do expect to see dips be bought up from here and see this cattle market turn around and rally into the fall some more. They look for this dip to be bought up, but in the meantime, we just need to wait and see this market come back, find a good supportive point before we get committed here, as the ranges have been pretty wide. We don't want to be jumping in front of this thing yet, but we do expect to see dips be bought up. Once we start to see this market balance out a little bit and take out some prior day highs, we should see this market resume back in this big picture uptrend and start heading back towards those all-time highs. Corn market snapping back today. We did see a brief undercut of our bear pivot here and that prior day low. However, this market is showing good signs. If you're a bull in the corn market right now, this prior resistance here right around the 416 mark and this declining 50-day moving average have acted as support over the last 3 days. A little bit of a kind of a long wick down here, undercutting some of those levels, but showing a nice snapback rally, closing the day at the highs right here on top of this bull pivot. As we head into the rest of the week, expect to see the bulls continue pushing this market back up here towards the 430 to 435 area, as it looks like we could see a potential reversal unfolding here, and we could see this corn market start to head higher here in the near term. Crude oil prices continuing with a little bit of downside here today, undercutting that bear pivot at 63.66, running all the way down to a low of the day at 62.72. This market closing the day off of the lows a little bit, as this market just continues to be pretty choppy and not super directional at the moment. As long as we're trading below this bear pivot, however, we do expect to see this thing cut back down here into the low 60s. Not a whole lot of directional bias here at the moment. We still remain pretty neutral here, and expect to see this crude oil market balance out here in the low to mid 60s going forward here for here in the near term. Equity markets having a nice rally today. We did see yesterday's inside day and support at that 20-day moving average on this S&P futures contract, offering a good reversal opportunity here to resume this big picture uptrend. Nice little breakout here today. A little bit shaky there early this morning around that opening range, but we did have a nice strong rally into the close today, finishing just off of those all-time highs Right now, trading around 65.15. Above that bull pivot at 6,500 means all systems go. Let's keep on rolling here and look for this big picture uptrend and start heading back towards those all-time highs. The Nasdaq gaining a little bit of ground here, but still below the prior week's lows. We would like to see this Nasdaq index get back above those prior week highs and to start sniffing out those new all-time highs. So we do have a little bit of resistance here, but we have seen some overhead that we need to chew through at the moment, but we are seeing good support down here at the 50-day moving average. Nice inside day yesterday and a nice strong breakout here today above those prior day highs. We do expect to see this big picture uptrend keep on rolling here into the fall. The Dow also showing a nice gains here today. Yesterday showing good support at that 20-day moving average and a nice rally here, finishing just off of those all-time highs. Look for each of these indexes to keep on rolling. This environment still remains very favorable for stocks, and we do expect to see this big picture uptrend keep on rolling here into the fall. That's all we got for this evening. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.